So, how's everyone doing? Welcome to the Dragon Inn podcast. I'm here with Ima.Timinator, or Tim for short. And before he introduces himself, I'll just say if you guys don't know who he is someone who just recently hit 194K on TikTok, which congrats. And he has, as I've written down, 2.9 million likes. And I will show some clips right here of what he usually does, or you can just find him on TikTok with link below. So, how about you just introduce yourself?
Hi, so I'm known as Ima.Timinator on TikTok, and I upload a lot of random content, just shitpost things that come into my head for fun, and I am chaos is the best way to describe me.
Yeah, I think as you put it on your on your channel, you're the third worst thing to happen to orphans.
Yeah,
Which
Technoblade is my father.
we'll get to that in a minute. But really, just getting straight into the questions. First of all, why TikTok?
So I originally started on YouTube with like gaming content because as a kid I've always wanted to make like an impact to people and be a light in their day, just some form of enjoyment to get rid of like crappiness of life. But YouTube did not do that well for how long I was there for like 4 years. I managed like 60, 70 subscribers. And then over quarantine, I was like, I'll try TikTok just because why not? I'd never really planned to actually do anything with it, just upload random videos for fun. And then it just started blowing up, and all my videos did well. And then we got to 190,000 from a lot of different videos that blew up. I made friends with some good creators like Call Me Chris and uh, Site 42, who I both love. And now we're just trying to be more branded towards just being fun and lighthearted.
Yeah, which it's important to have a idea of where you want to go, but as you showed, like you said, you didn't really plan anything from it, and so the chaos just kind of grew on its own.
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah, which is amazing to see because we hear all the time from creators and such. Like, if you go on YouTube to like look up how to grow on TikTok, they say have a plan and such, or how to grow on YouTube, have a plan. Everyone just says how have a plan, and you're just like, nah, just random shit.
The way I go through life, no plan, head empty, monkey brain.
I've been there. So going on with the next question is like, what's your story? Like, really, just what guided you towards content creation and such? I think you basically already answered that with quarantine and such, but really, what's driving you?
So as a kid, I've always wanted to be able to, as I said, like be someone different and not just be known in the books as just some random guy that died. I want to be like actually known and have meaning with my life. And the best way I've found is content creation, just because it's something small or even big for some people, just because life is bad. I've been through my own moments that you have your own hardships, which you can get through eventually. And I want to just be able to help people indirectly get through those.
Yeah, basically, you want people to be like, oh shit, he uploaded, and just be a light in
Yeah.
the day. Yeah, I like that. I found out with most people I've interviewed, they just want to make people smile. They just want to make people happy and such. And it just like it shows like even in this shit world, there's still some good people.
Yeah. It's very nice, just refresher that I like to give people because even myself, I have my doubts for humanity with all the chaos and big companies and all that, just trying to only make money and not care about people. So I've just done everything towards my people, not really planning just, oh, this will do better, this will do worse.
Yeah, I understand that. So going to the content side of things, like what have you learned from content creation in TikTok in general?
Uh, Ironically enough, I actually did a paper on this for my English class, which was how do you attract people easily on the internet and manage to like keep them entwined with you. Some of the big things I've learned is you want to be a relatable person that is fun to be with, because if you're like one of these really big content creators or the vloggers that have like Lamborghinis, mansions, and all that. Like even Mr. Beast, who has this gives away a lot of money. They're enjoyable to watch, but sometimes you can't really relate to them on a personal level. But with me, I've made it so it's personal-ish with my videos, so they people have an idea of who I am and how I'm lighthearted and just normal human being and not some like popular person that lets the whole thing get to their head.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is instantly attracting people's attention by some random thing is what I've learned. Just constantly have something that's leaving them on their toes like, what the fuck?
I understand that. And how long have you been doing this for now?
Um it's been about a year and a half, I think.
I'm sorry. It's like I've, I know people do blow up like within that time frame, like you are. But in a year and a half, you've been doing TikTok. Basically, right when the pandemic started, you're just like TikTok.
Yeah. About mid I think May or June is when I started. And then just slowly building up videos, randomness, and it did help the fact that the people I attracted were somewhat like me and very crazy, and then that slowly just built on itself. And what helped uh, spike my growth was the video I made towards Site 42 saying, I will not put on the cat ears in my Plague Doctor outfit unless Site 42 responds to the video, which I've learned from that experience, you never challenge the internet because they will make sure that fucking happens.
Oh yeah, like for instance, your whole get Kami Chris to respawn with like you'll shave and go to your lecture hall wearing the Plague Doctor maid waifu.
Yeah, it's a Plague Doctor in a maid dress with cat ears. And very fun time that was.
Which how was that actually? Like I wasn't able to finish the video because my phone died, but I know you tried went to your professor to get him to like introduce you or something.
My professor came up to me and said, you gotta come up here. This is just amazing.
Oh,
Because he's a really cool guy, which is why I always say, if I'm going to do a bet, I'm going to do it in that class. Because even though it's a lecture hall, it's just a cool lecture hall because he's a chill person. And I was not planning to go up. So my brain in the when you see me go up to the front is like, this is lots of people. It's like 100-ish people in that class. And I'm not exactly used to being in front of that many people. I'm used to like 30 from high school.
yeah,
So when I was trying to be my normal random self, my brain just shut off and I had to go on like autopilot.
yeah. Your brain packed its bag was like bye.
Yep. Social anxiety said, I'm gonna take over and fuck you over.
Uh, yeah. I understand how anxiety is, but how has it changed your life? Like content creation in general, how has it changed your life now that you're over almost 200K? Which you said you're going to be releasing your YouTube video once you, I mean, your YouTube channel once you hit 200K.
Yeah, that whole channel, it's gonna be very fun. That was when I was like a literal child, so some of those streams I have the baby voice and even more cringiness to it. But so far it's changed my life just because I've been able to passively have an income without actually having a job while I'm here in college. So it's very nice just to be able to make videos, get some form of revenue, and just also tax write-offs is going to be fun because I have a lot of random things I can just go say, hey, this Deadpool costume cost like $400, tax write-off, because they can't say anything about it.
Yeah, because I know it's still not really seen as a job, content creation wise, but I know like the government and such are like they're like money.
Yeah.
uh, so that is just amazing to think about. It's like uh, one of the questions I have on here is like, where is it? So how has it changed your life in a sense? Because that probably is an interesting one to think about.
For my life in general, not too much has changed. It's pretty much the same how I've always been. I haven't really met any fans face to face, but it's always nice sometimes just because I tell people I do TikTok. I don't really like push it out there, but sometimes I do just because I'm like, give me your follower number. Because it's just funny sometimes to think that, oh yeah, I'm popular, and then people just freak out sometimes when they realize the fuck you have followers and you're actually likable.
Yeah, I understand that. It's like, um, it probably yeah. Words, they are hard right now. um, it has to be interesting when people say like, "Oh, so how many followers you have?" and they freak out, going like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I freak out because I'm like, when did this happen and why are they following me?
When do you know roughly when you really started to blow up?
Oh, that's hard. I'd say the start of it was definitely with my Plague Doctor outfit on Halloween. That's when my videos started doing extra well. And my first viral video was uh welcome to chaotic stupid TikTok to the sea shanties song sound. And I was just doing a random ass dance and I never play my videos, so it's all in the moment most of the time. And that just did well, which was super fun. And then from there, it just progressively started building and building. The next milestone was probably Site 42. That got me from like 100K towards like the 160. That blew up. And then just videos here and there going viral. One of them being the plush your own video that my first video that ever got 1 million likes. That one blew up, which is ironic because that one I was like, I need to upload today. I have plushies around me. Plushie around.
Yeah, which as of writing this down, I did some research going through your channel, and I think I've seen like 20, 25 videos trying to do research, and one of them was a plushie video. Most viewed video has 3.6 million views and 1 million likes. How long did that take?
To get to that point.
Yeah, like how long did it take to just pass 1 million views? Because I think when I first saw it, it was close, but not too close. I think it was like 600K views. Because YouTube sometimes, like, I'm just going based off of likes, because I had a lot of likes in.
How long it take? Maybe about a week or two to get to 1 million views. It definitely got up there really fast compared to everything else, though. So, I, yeah, about a week. Yeah, about a week or two.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to look at, because I mean, um, I freak out when one of my videos I post get like 500 views for a channel my size, and then I look at yours and it's like it doesn't even it like yours just towers over mine. I'm just like because
It does make it easier though on TikTok, wise. If you need like a method to like get your channel out there, TikTok you can blow up a lot easier than YouTube because their FYP is more based off of that. They show just anything.
yeah, I noticed that. It's interesting because like I go on my FYP, and most of the time I look at mental health TikTok just because it's relatable and such. And then I see a random, like, for instance, how I found you is like a plague doctor, and I was like, what's this?
Yeah.
I think it was what video? I don't remember exactly what video it was. It was one of your plague doctor videos. I think it was the Site 42 thing. But
Could have been.
yeah, it's because that one was pushed out a lot.
People that tend to share the videos, I've noticed those videos get pushed out even further on the FYP. So when I have those challenge videos, people share them, and then that's how it rapidly goes. Boop, you're fucked now. You're gonna put the cat ears on.
Yeah. Speaking of like videos that blew up, the Call Me Chris one when you had to shave, you said she popped into your live stream.
Yeah.
How was that?
Oh boy, yeah. So I was just relaxing with my people on Minecraft. We're just building a house, and I was in the middle of organizing my items, and then I just see the name "Call Me Chris" pop up and say hello, and I'm like, wait a minute, that isn't Call Me Chris. It doesn't have a check mark. I click on her profile and I'm like, that is fucking Call Me Chris. Oh shit. So I was absolutely losing my shit because I was not ready for that. I was like, oh, she'll probably just respond to my one of my videos, like a comment or something on it. And then she just pops up in the live, which is the least expected way I had, which caught me totally off guard. And then she's like, put on the maid outfit thing. And I'm like, fine, I'll do it. And she was laughing her ass off to it, which was uh fun and chaotic ass night I had.
Yeah, I bet you did not sleep because you had your adrenaline was pumping, going, woo!
Yeah. And then I shaved that after that too, so
Yeah, which I saw like I saw like in your comments, a lot of people were just like, no.
surprisingly, yeah, people actually didn't want me to shave. I'm like, it was after the fact too I saw those. I'm like, people actually care about my mustache.
Yeah. So I know you said you didn't really have a goal with it starting off, but what's your goal now with content creation and TikTok in general? Is it something you
I
want to? Sorry, is it something you want to turn to like an actual career, or just continue to have fun with it?
honestly, I really want to try to make an actual career since like there's an opportunity now. I'm trying to actually be more consistent with my TikTok streams and my Twitch streams, and then also just how I upload videos. Just because if I can make this my actual job instead of having to go through the rest of college, that would be honestly amazing. Because college is expensive, and I don't want to be in debt for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I understand that. It is definitely one of those things. Like looking into it is like, oh, everyone says it's expensive, not expensive. Then seeing like how much money goes into it, it's like I'm gonna go lay into my bed now. uh, what's your favorite memory of like content creation or in general? Like what is the memory when you look back? Like that's the one.
I'd say my more recent ones were over the summer I've managed to actually develop some actual nice friendships in my personal life. And comparing to the rest of my high school years, where I over the summers I always just played video games, watched YouTube and stuff, and never left my house. Comparing to this summer, where I was out of my house 90% of the time, always out with my friends, having fun, just hanging out, and just being able to be myself without really worrying that, oh wow, they think I'm weird. No, that's why they liked me because I was a weird oddball. That was very heartwarming. Uh, content creation wise, I'd say favorite memory was just seeing getting comments once in a while, just saying I people love my content. I'm like they're sparking their day is just very enriching to me. And then just all these content creators that follow me back and just uh we have fun with each other and they like me and I like them. It's nice. Is the best way to describe it.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see because looking back and just like you could definitely see a growth in like people's videos and such like YouTube, TikTok and such because by the way, you posted a lot of videos. I was on the desktop app and I was just scrolling through like what's your first video? And I was like I gave up after a little bit. I was like damn, this motherfucker posted a lot of videos.
Yeah. Back then I really had a lot of free time that I just used to make TikTok videos. Yeah, my first video I remember was uh it was a meme of people who do the side quests before they finish the main quest, like finishing every single side quest. And that video was definitely one of my first tries. And I'm like, I could do so much better now that I'm actually used to the acting and used to like not staring at the camera. You just gotta trust you know how you look sometimes. And it was did pretty decent considering it was my first one.
Yeah, and do you ever do any retakes? Like go like, man, I didn't like the way this looked. Put your phone back and then do a retake, or do you just go like, it'll be fine.
Some videos, yeah, I do a few retakes. Especially if they're like transition ones, then I definitely do those. But uh, if I'm making like videos that are like responding to someone, like a stitch or a duet, those I maybe retake once or twice, or three times at most, because I get it down pretty easily, and I don't really stress like, oh my god, this has to be picture perfect. I'm like, it doesn't have to be. You're not the man that is known for having amazing looking transition videos or stuff like that. I'm known for just random, funny, chaotic stuff.
Yeah, I understand that. I one of the transitions. I mean, like Stitch or duets. I saw that. I think was actually kind of cool and really made me laugh. Was the one where it's like started with the girl being like, me, me posing as like my fine ass boyfriend, and it goes to youth pastor Ryan, and then I don't know who the other guy was, and then you being talking about the whole orphan thing, which brings me to this one. Is there like an inside joke to orphans, or is it just like you know what, shock factor?
It's a thing with just me. I really like the YouTuber Technoblade, who he's just someone who really helped like format my how I do my content with screw the orphans, I'm the third worst thing to them, and just all those jokes I have because I just really like his the way he acts and everything about him because that's how somewhat I am, and then also his blood for the blood god stuff I've known because of the Warhammer 4K from a old video from Russian Badger, and I say that a lot sometimes, and people are like, "What?"
Yeah. Well, now that you explain it, it's like yeah, that makes sense because I know I've seen a few Technoblades content before, and I was like, okay, I see where it's from now. But the whole blood god thing, I was just like, what?
Yeah, his chat is influenced that.
uh, yeah, I understand that because it's definitely crazy to look at. But looking at this, where do you see yourself in 6 months, a year, and 5 years? Like, let's start with the 6 months.
6 months, I feel like we'll definitely be able to hit 300K, and I'll be able to 6 months for content creator wise. I'll be having more of a hopefully a set schedule on how I'm going to upload videos, which will be along the lines of three a day, and then doing like semi daily streams during the weeks, like one stream every other day for TikTok, and then on the weekends managing to for Twitch just consistently stream on the weekends. Year I 500K feels around where I'd be considering how rapid I can grow. And if I manage to align myself with some good content creators, uh, we can make some good content, good collabs, and collabs have helped me drastically be more out there with people. And then 5 years is hard to think about because that's a real long time, but where I am now, I'm hoping at least we can be verified and get to 1 million followers. In 5 years wise, I think that's when I should definitely be able to at least be part time. By 1 year, I'll be definitely close to that boundary. Just gotta figure everything out with whole rent and then just adult life and spendings and budgets.
Yeah, I. That's one thing I noticed. Like when talking about like growing up, it's like I can't wait to be an adult, and then once you're an adult, it's like childhood, come back.
Exactly. I don't want to be in college. I want to be back in my room doing random things and with my plushies.
Yeah, which I saw those plushies, and I was just like, I gotta get one. Like for the one I really wanted, I saw was a Plague Doctor plushie. Which did you buy that, or is that like a merch you created?
I bought that. It was off the Squishmallows website.
Oh, I was like, that fits his brand perfectly. Because
Yes, he's my child.
yeah, because one thing I noticed, and I don't know if you noticed this with content, being a content creator, is like you look at something, it's like, does that fit the brand or does that fit my content?
Yeah,
Like your way of
I definitely
thinking,
see that.
yeah, the way of thinking changes.
Yeah, I've done base. That's the exact whole reason I got the Plague Doctor. I was influenced just because I'm like, I could get this for my videos, and I'm like, it could work easily because then it also opens up new doors for videos I can do.
Yeah, that actually goes into the question: why the plague doctor?
So it all started last Halloween, where I was wanting to be Heath Ledger for the as my next cosplay because I really liked his work in Dark Knight, and he was just my personal favorite Joker. And I made a whole mini series on me trying to like perfect his voice through his famous "You wanna know how I got these scars" speech. And then as I'm out with my mom to go try and get stuff for this outfit, we end up at a Spirit Halloween where I see the Plague Doctor outfit. And I'm like, I I was somewhat into the SCP content and also seeing like Plague Doctors and all that. I'm like, I feel like it would be amazing just to have that. And then I'm like, I'm gonna ditch the whole Heath Ledger. I'm going with the Plague Doctor. And so far, that has been the best decision I've made because I don't think I would have been as popular without it because Plague Doctors are it fits the time for ours of the quarantine and all that, and then also fits because you can be your own character and you can attract different types of people because you don't really see that often. And if you can create your own little persona with it, it works really well.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting because looking at it, it's like imagining just how it would have been if you it was like not the plague doctor and stuck to the Heath Ledger. You wouldn't be able to make as many videos with that because like makeup and all that. Oh, sorry, Mike. It's just one of those things where it's like I agree. You probably would not have been at as far along if you did not do the plague doctor. Because when I look at your name and your content, like that's the first thing that comes to mind, plague doctor. Um,
Yeah,
has this whole content creation been like you thought? Like when you going into it, like this is how it's going to be. It has been that way, or is it like you're like a total shock, like a total surprise?
what do you mean by that?
Like going into like a year and a half ago when you got into content creation on TikTok, did you think, oh, it's going to be easy growing and or good to for free time, or has it been like a total roller coaster in a sense?
It's been a full ass roller coaster. Even just that's an understatement because I never ever expected to be able to be where I am today. Because seeing how I did on YouTube and on that whole shenanigan, I was like, we're just gonna do this, see where it goes, and if it ends up somewhere fun, cool. I can just make videos even for like a small audience. I didn't really care too much on like impacting every single person on the app. I cared about impacting at least a small group of like people that like relate to me or is like have my same type of energy. Because whenever I have my streams, even I enjoy the smaller ones when there's like less people because being able to talk to just a few people is nice because I like being people's comfort streamer and just they know I exist and I will be able to talk to them.
Yeah, it's definitely a surprise growing because just like hitting a goal, like a milestone goal and such, was just like so. Sorry, my brain is words. It's just amazing. Even the small ones like 10, 15, 25 followers, it's just like what?
Yeah,
Because that's like a whole classroom. 25 is like that's a whole classroom just wanting to watch you. And now you got like basically an arena of followers.
yeah, it's amazing just thinking that I'm like to think that many people enjoy the content I produced. And then I fear like one on one interactions with people. I'm like,
Yeah, it's definitely a lot easier. I feel like it's a lot easier behind a camera and such because I'm not in school like you are and having to stand in front of your whole classroom lecture hall in a maid waifu plague doctor, but but still at the same time, it's just like, just thinking like if someone came up to me like, "Hey, I know you," I'd be like, "Where?"
Exactly.
Yeah. A funny like you basically said a funny school story, but any funny TikTok stories you got?
What kind of TikTok stories?
Like anything that you think of that would make like the viewer laugh or make just make you laugh in general, like you find funny.
Um, some very funny stream was when I lived back in my other house. Uh, one of my live streams that was just utterly chaotic had like 100-ish people in there, which I was nowhere near used to. That was the first time it happened. It hasn't happened since, which I'm kind of glad. It was so chaotic I could barely keep up. It was when I was wearing a maid outfit with one of my wigs, and then everyone just kept calling me fucking daddy, and that persisted in my comments for like weeks on end. And I'm like, why are you guys like this? I have nowhere near dad energy. I am not responsible enough to take care of anyone but even myself, and I barely take care of myself.
I think I saw a TikTok of that going like talking about it.
Yeah, probably that. I had a few TikToks because I'm like, you little shit, stop it.
Yeah.
It was just so confusing because it came out of nowhere too.
Um, Going through these questions a lot quicker than I thought I would. But here's one: did you expect someone to to reach out and be like, "Hey, you want to be on an interview podcast?" Or were you just surprised when you got that message?
I was very surprised when you offered an interview because I'm like, wait, what? I'm getting interviewed? Why do you want to interview me? What is important about me?
Yeah, like I said, everyone has a story.
Yeah, everyone has their own unique views on the world and unique personalities.
Yeah, and how do you how do you balance TikTok and school?
Um, so I do it based off how motivated I am. If I'm like super motivated, I do TikToks first because I'm like, I can do schoolwork at like 12 a.m. or p.m. and then just worry about it later because I'm not too stressed out on school. Uh, and I just mix it up depending on like if I have like a really big assignment due, I'll put off some videos or I'll just make videos, have like pre-planned ones or like drafts I had that I'm like maybe I could upload this if I don't have time. So I do that.
Yeah, that that's actually was that what I was expecting. I was most of the time when I ask people like how do you balance work and content creation, they said like 50-50 or like work during the week, content during the weekend and such. But just basically whatever you have energy for is not an answer I was expecting.
Yeah, school wise, I'm really hoping I could get at least this as a job so I can be able to keep this going without worrying about school because if I can, I probably will drop out of college just because even though I really want to, I don't think it would be like smart because just having to go through all the classes and all the time that it will take for college, I could be spending that money to make more TikToks, make better ones, or get just better equipment in general, just to spice everything up a little bit rather than worrying about always being in debt. Because I'm already going to be in a bit of debt, but rather minimize it.
Yeah, and it's definitely something which um would you recommend that like anyone goes into making content or is like it's something you really want to do?
I'd say if you want to do a content creator as your job, you have to be determined. You have to like enjoy it and make it your own thing. You can't make it think it's a job. Like the quote I always like is, if you really enjoy your job, you're never going to work a day in your life, which meaning you won't have to really just always like, oh my God, I have to go make a video. I have to go meet up with this famous person and interview them or like something like that. If you want content creation as a job, just have fun with it and enjoy it, not really stress too much about it, which I can say now because I'm not too stressed about like financial stuff. But until then, I'm just having fun with this.
Yeah, and it's it's definitely, I would agree with like that quote and such, because um it's definitely, if you don't enjoy your job, you're going to hate every day of it, and you're going to be stressed out and such. But if you enjoy it, you can basically be like, hey, wake up in the morning and be like, man, I can't wait to make more videos.
Yeah.
So we're about at the, I keep tracking down, we're about the 40-minute mark, which is what I was planning and such. But as I think of more questions and write them down or ask them, this is a part of the interview podcast where I give the microphone to you. It's like, here you go. What questions do you have? As I think of some more.
So what originally got your like uh motivation to like want to interview like other content creators?
It's I took journalism in high school, and it was a few weeks before I had to drop out. And I was doing the interview class portion, where it's like we interview other classmates, we interview the teacher and such. And I heard people ask the same thing, like, "Oh, how was your childhood?" and such. I was that kid that was like, "Do you love your job?" And when I asked the teacher that, the teacher was like, "Yeah, of course, I love teaching kids." I was like, "No, do you really love it?" Because I'm able to tell when people are hiding something, like facial expressions and such. And the teacher was like, "You'll make a good interviewer," and it just stuck with me. And when wanting to interview people, like famous people in a sense, which I don't know if you call yourself that, but it was originally when I was on Twitch and I was interviewing Twitch streamers, friends of mine, and then I was like, you know what, I want to make this part of my content, and it just stuck with me.
Hmm. Definitely like that. Trying to think of other questions.
You probably had a few lined up, and then it put you on the spot, and your brain goes like, "I'm going to work now."
Yeah, my brain's like, hasta la pasta, you can suffer now.
uh,
What would you say is your favorite part of being able to do these types of interviews?
Definitely hearing people's stories, because um, I remember growing up and listening to the way my grandfather, my grandmother, my basically the elders of the family talking like, "Hey, you have it lucky in your childhood," and that whole speech, like I had to walk to school 5 miles uphill through snow and such, and it's just like people would go like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." Me, I was just intrigued. It's like I've always been intrigued by people's stories, and with doing these interviews and such, which I think I'm getting off topic of your question. Sorry, but
It's all good.
it's just one of those things where it's just like this is the stories people have. I think it was, I don't remember who said it, but it's like everyone has a story that needs to be told. You just gotta be willing to ask the right questions.
I've definitely heard that quote before. I don't know if it's from a game. It might. I know it might be from Fallout 4 because I've heard one of the NPCs, Piper, talking about that, and I'm like, I feel like that could be from her too.
Yeah, probably. Which was I the only one that always had her as a companion? Like after getting the dog and then getting Piper, it's like fuck you, dog.
Exactly. I always chose her or the what's his face,
The android.
the paladin,
Oh, the paladin. Yeah.
just because death,
Yes.
best killer.
Yeah. It is definitely intriguing.
So what did you stream before on Twitch before you did this?
I was a Minecraft streamer, and then I got bored of Minecraft, so I did DBD and like Dead by Daylight and Fallout, and I actually streamed the first two Assassin's Creeds as well, because literally you can look at my library. I have every single Assassin's Creed game. I am a big Assassin's Creed buff.
My friend actually bought like a little hidden blade off Amazon that like goes on his arm and he can.
Yeah, I want to get one, but I my family, well, more I am worried that my brain would just go like, let's put an actual blade in there. So I was like, let's not.
I feel that cause the chaos.
Yeah, chaos and such. It's definitely was fun on Twitch, and then Twitch is going downhill, in my opinion. So I moved to YouTube, and I'm actually having better luck on YouTube than Twitch, surprisingly.
Also, might be because I've learned on Twitch you need to establish a viewer base before you stream whatever games you want. You have to like go towards like the big games that have like all the views and all the newer ones before you can like choose which games you want to stream every day, or at least have a niche that looks unique that will catch someone's eye if they're just scrolling through random streams.
Yeah, it's definitely is one of those things. I never did that. I was like, you know what, I'm going to stream a game, and if anyone wants to come in, they can. If they don't want to, that's cool. And I found I grew more on that than just like, you know, I'm going to stream Fortnite because of, oh, I hate Fortnite.
That it's sad how far that game has fallen. I
Yeah,
was a season 0 man. I
you
enjoyed it.
know.
I have the rare Mako glider. You couldn't get from a battle pass. You had to level up and get it. And I have a lot of the season 1 skins, some of the new stuff because I'm like, my friend got me back into it, but then they ruined the game again with the alien update, and I'm like, I'm out of here. Fuck this.
Yeah. That was the first game I tried streaming was Fortnite, thinking like, oh, I'm gonna get big off Fortnite like Ninja, and then I couldn't build to save my life.
Yeah,
My brother,
that building mechanic.
yeah, my brother, he can, like, we were playing against each other, and he built a freaking skyscraper, and I was like, I'm done. Throw a controller.
That's how my sister felt whenever I fought her.
Yeah. Oh, here's one. How has your family reacted to your content? Like, you want to be a content creator, or do they not know yet?
They know I've wanted to do like a lot of like make money and stuff. I haven't really told them about my idea of dropping out and like doing content creation as a full time just because I'm gonna give college a little more time just because I do really enjoy a lot of like the side aspects besides the classes. Like one of the clubs I'm in is a lightsaber club, which really gives me a lot of joy and I enjoy going to that. But the thing is, if that's like that and just a few other clubs, there's not really that many like aspects I feel I could benefit from how much money I have to spend. So deciding when I'll tell them because it's definitely a bigger decision.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't watch this.
Parents, you definitely don't see this whatsoever.
This goes up, and they call you randomly at night, but like, yo, wait, you want to drop out?
I'm just randomly doing something on a game or just homework, and they're like, huh? Why are you dropping out? But my parents are really supportive whatever I do. So as long as I like have a plan, they support me for how I do it.
Yeah, that that's how my family is. But they also tell me like, be realistic with your goals and such. Like me, I'm up here. They like go down here. Like
Yeah.
start like to get to the top of the mountain, you have to start at the bottom. Yeah. Um. Here's one. How's it affected your mental health? Like, because I know with the virus and such, mental health has been affected for a lot of people. So how has this affected it?
My mental health issues were never really directed from this pandemic. It was more just dating life and all that funness that came from it. But mostly it's definitely helped me a lot just being able to like know I have a meaning in the world and know people really count on me to be able to enjoy their lives and do better. So it's a nice reinforcement to make sure if anything were to happen to me, I don't go down the darker path. I stay on the lighter one and I push through anything I've had to deal with, no matter what it is, because I also do have like good friends that care about me and who care about me a little too much because I'm like, hey, I don't have a concussion. Like, no, you have a concussion. You are staying in your dorm. No, you're not allowed to leave.
Ah, yeah, I know that feeling. and such, it's definitely good to have friends that are like, hey, yeah, no, you're not okay. And it's
Yeah.
it's definitely one of those moments where like, you're not my mom.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's even without the friends, just people I've met on TikTok and just small creators that one of them I've met was a Yeehaw Crusader. He's like 4,000 now. I've followed him since he had like 100. And it's nice to see someone else also doing well. Because I'm like, I remember those days. I
Yeah,
even old.
yeah, it's definitely interesting. Um, I asked a few times in the past on past interviews, but who would you recommend to be on here? Like, if you had like say you had to choose anybody to be on here, who would you recommend?
Hmm. Don't know. I'm trying to think of. I feel like if I went through my TikTok list, I would be able to see like some mutuals I have that would be interesting. But one of them's a minor, sadly. But I don't know off the top of my head.
Uh, yeah, I asked that before, and I don't have the video saved sadly because Twitch deletes videos after 14 days.
Uh,
But it's like it went on a whole list, and I was just like,
I could give you a list eventually.
yeah, ooh.
I feel like Site42 um, would definitely be a nice person to check with.
I have reached out to him on Instagram, but I don't think he uses his anymore.
Yeah, I could reach out to him for you if you want.
That would be cool because he is someone I do enjoy. I love this. I love the SCP universe or universes and such. But
I know he definitely will have an interesting story. I've seen some of his personal stuff. We haven't really talked friend wise, but he would definitely be a good one.
so you said in the past you got into like you do cosplay and such.
Hmm.
Like, what got you into cosplay? Because it's something I thought about getting into, and I see how expensive it could be, and I was like, I'm a broke.
So, originally, my always favorite holiday was Halloween, just because being able to dress up as a different character and be able to have fun with it always was attractive to me, just because it's fun to do that. And with TikTok, it influenced that because now I do more different cosplays I have. Like I've gotten the Deadpool just because I really like the character and I can play him pretty well. Uh I created my own like Sith Lord. He was not expensive whatsoever to make. I just found random things around my house, like old costume, which was like a Grim Reaper. I cut a part of it off, so then I had like a little uh skirt thing. I don't know what I would call that, but it was you can either be as expensive or as cheap as you want, and you can make them look as good as well because if you just add in like certain types of flair, it works. I haven't really bought made that many besides my Sith Lord because uh I don't know where to start with it and what I would want to make again. But the internet allows you to have many different options with wherever you want to go with
Yeah, it's something I might look into again. Why did you turn on?
it. It's a ghost.
Actually, my house is haunted, so I'm putting this over here. You be a good phone. um, with that being said, it's interesting to look at, to say the least, how many different styles people have, and with any fandom like SCP cosplay and such, there's definitely that weird side to it.
Yeah.
So that leads to this question before I give the microphone back to you to ask any more you could think of. Um, have you ever like what was your reaction when you saw that weird talk or weird side of any fandom? What were you like me like? Um, I'm putting my computer on fire now.
uh Whenever I see like weird sides to things, I typically accept them. I don't really like be a part of them because I know with everything, there's always a bad side to stuff. That is just weird and just because people just don't like them, or weird because they're just actually uh very interesting people. Because I know at least the SCP side of TikTok, people always want to be like the O5 council or like some big member, but it's cooler to see like the smaller people that actually take purpose in like the SCP thing, knowing we're not all big people, we're not all meant to be known. So they do their own like unique thing because there's this one guy who does like an SCP janitor, which I'm like, that's what I like about this people. They can. It's a community that's based off just themselves. They don't have any restrictions. They have full freedom. As long as you give credit to the creator, you can create your own SCP. That's like a counter based off thing to some other thing.
Yeah, it's like an open copyright. I think I don't or creative license. I don't
I
remember.
think it's creative only sense.
Yeah, creative license, which I like that. And like speaking about one of the mutual people we enjoy, Type 42. He, he does that, and he got actually interviewed. I mean, not interviewed. Introduced me to a bunch more SCPs. I knew about like 193, the plague one, and the friendly slime, which I
9.
yeah 999, the cutest little thing.
He's adorable.
Yeah, which I'm just like, this whole fandom has a lot. Which searching up SCP on Google, you eventually get to the weird things. I'm just like, no.
Yeah, I definitely think the weird thing is in the SCP people, I'm like, that's just inevitable with anything with creative and unlimited restriction. I'm like, those are gonna exist. I'm just gonna keep the best values of each and keep it. Because that's how I've learned how to deal with certain games like Call of Duty. Even I'm not getting the new one just because I'm like the only reason I ever want a Call of Duty is for the zombies because multiplayer, those people are just toxic and they're like, oh, they're gonna no life in and then just become utter sweats and ruin the game as usual.
Yeah,
But the zombies is always just enjoyable, even if you have people that are like, oh my god, I hate this one. Why can't we just have the new like old zombies? Which I do agree with. Black Ops 3 was my first game because I never got to play BO2 on my PS3 because I never got into that type of stuff, which I wish I did
right.
now. But it's sometimes just accepting change is needed and not really stressing about like, oh, we should have this, we should be back to this. Because in life, you're never going to get a second chance. You can't go backwards. You can only go forwards. It's like a downstream river. If you try to go backwards, it's going to be a pain in the ass, and you're going to probably, it's not going to be as pleasant or as fun as long as you just go along with the ride and just live with it.
Yeah, it's like the saying, the sands you can't flip over your hourglass.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, I heard it recently. I was like, hey, that's actually pretty cool. So before we call it here, you got any more questions you want to ask?
Hmm. I do not have any more, actually.
Okay, we're actually about roughly at 55 minutes, which is, like I said, it's usually an hour, give or take some. So, with that being said, again, I am a Timinator. You can find him on TikTok. You can find his Twitch also down below. And when he makes it public, I'll even put his YouTube down below. And like like I said, he is obviously, as you can tell by watching his interview, he is a great guy and very friendly and such. And if you guys want to see more of him, you can find him there. And also, like I always say, who do you want to see on here next? So with that being said, I will catch you all in the next one. See you then, all you beautiful people. Later.